The imperial consort forced the 200-pound plump princess into the water, intending to take her place after drowning her. Unexpectedly, a modern female agent's soul transmigrated into the deceased princess's body. Seeing the princess suddenly come back to life, the consort panicked and ordered an assassin to eliminate her. In the critical moment, the woman accidentally stepped on a TV remote she had brought through time. She happened to press the pause button. With that press, everything around her froze completely. Having narrowly escaped, she quickly picked up the remote. She realized that with this device, she could control everything before her at will. So she turned the assassin's blade toward the malicious consort's head. Then she calmly pressed the play button. The next second, the consort screamed in terror. Luckily, the assassin reacted quickly and released the blade in time, but his momentum sent him tumbling into the consort's arms. The woman immediately shouted, trying to expose the consort's scandalous affair with the guard. But the consort showed no fear of ruining her reputation. Instead, she invoked the prince as her backing, warning that the prince would never spare her if she dared to act. Just then, the princess's daughter saw her mother being bullied. She rushed forward and slapped the consort across the face. Seeing her daughter stand up for her, the princess suddenly recalled the original owner's memories. She learned that her weight gain was due to an illness after bearing the prince a son and a daughter. Yet when the prince returned from war, he not only scorned her appearance, but also brought back a cunning woman, making her an equal wife. Even her own son was bewitched by that woman, claiming she was too ugly to be his mother. The woman finally understood she had transmigrated into a despised, overweight wife in a palace drama. But since she was here, she decided to reclaim justice for the original owner. Just then, the scoundrel prince arrived upon hearing the commotion. The cunning woman pretended to be pitiful, complaining about the princess's bullying. Shockingly, the prince scolded the princess without investigating. Furious, the woman charged forward to teach the schemer a lesson, but was stopped by her own son. She refused to indulge the ungrateful boy and slapped him. This stunned everyone present. After all, the former princess doted on her son and never laid a finger on him. But now, she grabbed his ear and scolded him harshly. After disciplining her son, she turned and slapped the prince. She directly called him a lust-blinded scoundrel. Instead of reflecting on his actions, the prince flew into a rage and ordered them imprisoned in the dungeon. Upon entering the dungeon, the woman was shocked. This ancient storage room was worse than her modern villa's bathroom. Just then, her daughter stared at two moldy buns on the table, her stomach growling with hunger. The princess realized the child hadn't eaten for days, so she took out the remote and pressed the channel button. Suddenly, a chef cooking appeared before them. Thinking it was a monster, the daughter hid in her mother's arms. The woman stood up, pondering how to get the food. But as she approached the screen, a force pulled her into the TV. She directly teleported into the chef's home. The chef was about to cook when he suddenly saw a living person appear before him, nearly jumping in fright. The woman immediately ordered the chef, saying she wanted Peking sauce, shredded pork, and braised perch. The terrified chef rushed to the kitchen. Dishes that usually took an hour were ready in just 10 minutes. Then the princess took the food and returned to ancient times. The daughter, never having smelled such delicious food, began eating eagerly. After eating her fill, the woman decided to renovate the shabby place. So she went into different TV channels again, moving appliances, sofas, and all sorts of modern items inside. Soon the rundown dungeon was transformed into a high-class space. But then the daughter reminded her mother, if they stayed here, the scheming woman would eventually take over the palace. The woman had actually considered this issue, but she wasn't worried at all, because in a few days, the prince's mother would return from the mountain to hold a birthday banquet. The prince would have to release them to pay respects. And if she could regain her perfect figure in these few days, with her stunning beauty, she could easily control that scoundrel prince again. Meanwhile, the scheming woman was also plotting in secret. She wanted the princess to be publicly humiliated at the banquet, despised by everyone, so she could rise to power in one step. Soon, the royal mother returned and held the birthday banquet, with nobles invited from all around. Noticing the princess's absence, the royal mother inquired. The prince quickly explained the princess's recent misdeeds, and introduced the scheming woman to his mother. The scheming woman seized the chance to badmouth the princess, claiming she had insulted and even hit the prince. Hearing this, the ministers condemned the princess's rudeness and urged the royal mother to depose her. The royal mother was furious, since striking the prince was a personal insult. She immediately sent guards to summon the princess for questioning, but no one could have expected that the 200-pound princess they despised had been completely transformed in just a few days. To lose 100 pounds in 3 days, she entered a beauty channel and found a spa. A salesperson introduced her to a cryo-chamber weight loss technology, claiming 1 hour inside would slim and beautify her. So the princess paid with a hairpin as deposit. Without a word, she stayed in the chamber for 2 days and nights. When she emerged, she was a stunning 110-pound beauty. To dazzle at the banquet, she applied modern-style makeup, and even brought 4 male models from the TV. Meanwhile, the banquet guests grew impatient after waiting for the princess for an hour. They all urged the royal mother to depose the ill-mannered princess. The scheming woman added fuel to the fire, saying the princess was too fat to show her face. But as soon as she spoke, the princess herself appeared.